Hi there. My name is Eleanor, and I was recently involved with the Yes Research project. Specifically, I was working on a project that looked into misinformation on TikTok. I've had a great time during this research project, so I'm just going to take you through a bit of the experience I had and reflect on what I've taken from this experience. On the research project, I was given a lot of opportunities to assist with the research and continue building my own research skills as a student researcher. In the beginning, before we created the survey that collected the data, I heavily helped with putting together an annotated bibliography of past research and articles that are in that area, with a particular focus on looking at what had been written about misinformation and influences in terms of particularly the wellness section on social media, because that was our focus. After we conducted the initial research, we had to create visual content for people to respond to. So that was mock-ups of TikTok videos on TikTok Live. I actually randomly have a background in film, television performance, so I got to create most of these videos. I acted as an influencer and recorded multiple videos to do with misinformation and factual information. I'll actually include an example in just a moment, and this particular one will be where I'm playing an influencer talking about factual information, and I'm having negative comments from my following, and I'm responding to those.
Okay, guys, these aren't lies. I'm telling you the truth. Also, don't just trust me. Like, literally, go talk to any decent nutritionist, or read up on it. Like, there's literally all of these studies. It's basic nutrition that just villainizing and removing an entire food group doesn't make you automatically healthy. So yes, that was a small look at some of the video content that we created for the survey for participants to respond to. Had lots of fun doing that, and then I'm keen to see what the different responses were to people, because there were several different videos, all with slightly different factors being changed, like from different speed of likes going up and negative and positive comments. It'll be really interesting to see the data and what that reveals. But I also thought to talk about now what I've taken from this project in terms of a more general understanding of research, and then in terms of my own personal career and education. This research project has really demonstrated the power of research to me. I mean, I think it's this really incredible tool that allows us to explore topics in a way that is objective, and we have a framework to try and test hypotheses that we might have, or things that we suspect, but then we want to test within a simulated and controlled environment. And the ability to do this is really important because it allows us to identify issues and then explore them. And then when we have more information about a suspected issue or identified issue, and then we can develop solutions to solve it. In terms of this particular project, it's my hope that our findings from the survey will really contribute to an enhanced understanding of what makes people believe misinformation and what makes them think that influencers are or are not credible online. And I think with this understanding, it helps us move towards having even more strategies to mitigate the impacts of misinformation, because it is very prominent and it's a very relevant topic in our society. So hopefully the findings of the survey can ultimately lead to further work, further understanding, and then even developing those solutions to mitigate the impact of harmful misinformation within the social media space. I think this research project is just a great example of why research is so important to society. Because with that research, it really does mean that we can identify issues and then work towards strategies as we have a much better understanding and an awareness of them. And particularly because the research allows us to test different things in different ways and then understand the relationships between them, and just look at all the nuanced things that might go into a complex issue like misinformation. So, altogether, research plays a really important role in terms of creating a sustainable society, because it helps us understand the world that we live in and then how we might better it so that we have a good future. And I'll just wrap up this presentation with what this research project has meant for my own education/career. I've walked away from this process with so much more confidence in my own research ability, and also a genuine desire and excitement to continue being involved within research, because I've just seen
the power of it and how there's so many different ways of researching and different methods of approaching trying to test different things. Right now, I'm about to begin my honors program, but then I'd like to go ahead and do a PhD and ultimately continue to have research factor in terms of my long term career because I've just seen the power of what it can do and the way that it helps us understand the world we live in and ultimately contribute to making a better society.